Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today's video I am going to be doing another Reddit video just because I know that you guys like the last one and I thought it would be very entertaining to see what people's worst Reddit date stories are, and well, not from Reddit, but obviously people have put it on Reddit, so I am gonna read you some of the posts that people have put on there. So yeah, let's just get into the video. If you wanted to support my channel, then you can give this a like, comment if you want more of these, and also subscribe. You can also turn on the notification bell for every time that I post, you'll get notified. But yeah, let's get into it. The first one that I found is 5 minutes in, asked me to remove my heels because he felt I was too tall, then spent the remainder of the time telling me how most women are sluts and whores. Needless to say, he did not enjoy my company, lol. And I just know this is a very universal experience for taller women. I am a short girl, but I know how it is for taller women, and this thing that men have against tall women, don't really understand. It's weird. But yeah, this girl, I feel so sorry for her because not only did he just be rude about her height, but also ask her to take off her heels. Like, who asked somebody to take off their shoes? Weirdo. And then he is saying that most women are sluts and whores. So that's really nice, isn't it? Really gonna get you a second date. So the next one that I found is a girl that I met on Tinder suggested we go to a particular restaurant to have dinner. No big deal, sounds good. So we get our food, fast, casual sort of place, and she's really insistent that we eat at a particular table that's not far from the actual restaurant. Dinner goes fine, I guess. I don't really like her that much, and she seems like a sort of a mean person, but I just commit to finishing the date. I'm not going on another one. Later that night, she starts getting a bunch of texts and acting distracted and tells me that it's her ex and that he saw us on the date. Turns out that she had intentionally sat us in front of the tattoo place that he worked at so that he would see us and be jealous. It sounds like one of those things that happens in a shitty TV show, but it happened to me in real life. And bless his soul, at least he didn't like her because he dodged a bullet with that one. But I mean, it's kind of iconic to have a date in front of the place where your ex works, but it's also just, you clearly still love the ex if you're doing that sort of stuff. So yeah, he definitely dodged a bullet with that one. The next one is, I met him the night before at a bar. He said he would take me to the beach the next day. When I asked him which one, he said the nude beach. I laughed because I didn't think that there was even one. The next day he called me and said he was coming to take me to the beach. I thought that was nice and accepted. He drove me to the nude beach and got nude. I did not. He went for a swim and then I asked him to take me home. I kept looking away from his dick on the date, so he decided to send me a flaccid dick pic. And this is just some men written all over. He was there for one intention only, and that was to show off his piece. He's loud and proud and he wanted to show it off. But he should have got the hint from the fact that they went to a nude beach. She didn't take her clothes off. She then told him to take her home. Why do you think the dick pic's gonna save that? Where is the logic? Don't know. But some people are strange. And on to the next one. Went on a blind date with a lady who just wouldn't stop picking at her scabs. just made a pile out of them on the on the restaurant table. I excused myself to use the washroom and my soup there, but the pile of scabs wasn't. No, I didn't eat the soup. That is one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard, because I am probably going to admit something gross, but I feel like as a girl and as just a human being, like, some people find picking at things, you know, like, sometimes very satisfying, but I don't think any person should ever do that on a first date, let alone probably in front of anyone, unless you are, like, I don't know, on that level where you know that you're not gonna be, I don't know, it's just really gross and just a very strange thing to do. And obviously, if she was not only just picking them, but yeah, was like making a pile of them, and then he went to the toilet. When he came back, his soup was there, the pile of scabs wasn't. So only one can assume that she might have put those scabs in there. And I just think, what weirdos are out there that are just going around on dates, picking their scabs and trying to feed them to the date. I just, ugh. This is why I don't want to date anyone, just because what is dating in 2025? It's things like this, and dating's always been like this, but why are there people out there that just think this is acceptable? But I guess they create good YouTube videos and good stories, but still people have to live through these things. They're not just stories. So that must have been very traumatic, and I can imagine that guy did not go on a date for a while after that. And if he did, props to it, because that's crazy. Another one that I found is not as bad as most of the others on here, but this was part of the conversation. The guy: how old is your dog? Me: she's 3 years old. Guy looks down, pauses, looks up. Wow, so she's gonna be around for a long time, huh? Dude wanted my dog dead. And that just sums up Reddit as a whole, really. That is just what Reddit is as a whole. But I can't believe that he would ask how old the dog is just to determine how long left it had in the world. And I just think that's so dark. And also, why are people like this again? It's so weird, so bizarre. Just don't get it. Anyway, on to the next one. I went out with a girl once who loved to smoke weed. I'm not a big smoker, and especially if I'm drinking, it makes me sick. So anyway, everything was going great. We had quite a few drinks and got back to her place. She lights up a joint and I decide to hit it. I spend the next 2 hours on her bathroom floor, hugging the toilet, puking all over. I passed out on her floor that night like a fucking idiot. When I woke up, I immediately left, found that she had taken $80 out of my wallet and never spoke to her again. And that is crazy, because they seem like they were having a good night because she invited him back to his place, and then they smoked, and then he passed out, threw up everywhere, so she took money out of his wallet. So I don't know. I don't know, maybe she took the money because he was sick on everything and she needed to get it clean professionally. I don't really know. Maybe he messed up her house really bad. That's why she needed the money. He left immediately, so maybe he didn't check. But yeah, obviously it isn't really good to steal money from people. So definitely is a very bad date. But on to the next one. He said he wanted to take me to his favourite pizza place in the mall. We met up, and when we got to the register, he said, "Do you mind paying? I have a lot of credit card debt." I should have left at that point, but I was pretty young and naive. Then he proceeds to go up and buy 2 more slices for himself. After he had brought some really expensive Star Wars merch, and apparently he had quite the collection. In brackets, no wonder the debt. We had got into his car after the date and he started making out with me. Came in his pants from that, then begged me for a blowjob in the mall parking lot. I think that is a story to tell. Not only did he say he wanted to take her to his favourite pizza place, but then made her pay, said he had a lot of debt, and then after that brought himself 2 more slices, like literally ordered himself 2 pieces of pizza, and he clearly wasn't going to share that with her. And then after that decides that he is going to buy some Star Wars merch, which is really expensive, and then takes her back to his car when they make out, and then he does that, and then after that demands a, and I just think, what is going through this man's head? Because where is the romance? Where is the dignity, respect? Where is any of that? I just think that's so horrible to do to somebody. To 1, invite them out, to 2, make them pay for it, 3, like there's just no... This is a prime example of what some men are like in 2025. They just want to be princessed. They want to be the little princess, and they want the girl to do everything for them, and they just want to do nothing other than manipulate and gaslight. So, yeah. Anyway, on to the next one. This one's really funny. So, took a girl out to a really fancy dinner at a well-known steakhouse. When we were in line waiting for our turn to leave the parking garage, she screamed at me to pull into a parking spot on an empty level. She exclaimed she needed to use the bathroom and her body wasn't used to such high quality steak. She shit herself in my passenger seat. So, I think, I don't know if the lesson is to not take girls to steakhouses, or I don't have many words, but it's really funny just because I actually can't believe that she said, "Oh, my body's not used to this good quality steak." Girl, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. It's not because of the steak. Well, it might be, but oh god, I can't. So funny. Okay, and the last one that I found, because I didn't want this video to be too long, but I wanted to, just share a couple of the funny ones that I found, or like the worst ones that I found. But yeah, gonna read you the last one now. One time I went on a date with this guy. He showed up wearing a suit and work boots. He was extremely interesting and had stories for days. He then ended up telling me he's a sociopath and that he was diagnosed when he was 14. I then replied with, "So how do I know that everything you had just said wasn't a lie?" And he replied with, "You don't." Yikes. And I think that just shows us that people are scary. People are very scary. And you need to be safe out there, because there are people out there like this which are just gonna mess everything up for you, and you just gotta protect your energy. Don't go on dates with anyone. Just, I think 2025, we're banning dating, we're banning relationships, we're banning toxic men and toxic women, we're banning everything. Let's just ban everything and just focus on ourselves. That's what I'm thinking, because I just can't be bothered for all of this craziness. And obviously I have my own fair shares of worst dating stories, which you can obviously see on my channel already, as it was my first video. But yeah, I actually do have quite a few more dating stories which are the worst, which I could probably do a whole nother video on. But I could also do a whole nother video on the worst date Reddit threads. So yeah, if you would like to see that, then make sure that you comment below. But if you like this video, then make sure you give it a like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Love you.